So it was not possible to be normal or abnormal before we had statistics, because statistics really ushers in this way of thinking that there's some average, that most people are a certain way with regard, and not just people. This statistics, of course, applies to anything that changes over time. You can look at the statistical in terms of development, statistical development of an ecosystem or a tissue growth in a fetus or anything. But you can certainly look at it in terms of sexual development or moral development or intellectual development of a human being, and that's what of course, everybody's familiar with. We were all put through, I think most people nowadays went through school systems after the advent of the standardized test, and the IQ test, of course, was developed in the early 20th century, so we've all been subjected to that. So the idea is that you get a whole lot of data, you test a whole lot of people or a whole lot of things, and then you combine all that data and you come out with norms and standard deviations from norms. That was impossible before the development of statistics, which was impossible before the development of calculus. So this is all modern period. There is no reason to assume that what is average is also what is good. We tend to think that that is true when we think about things like body temperature. So if the average body temperature for a human being is 98.6 and your body temperature is 100, that's a pretty good indication that something's wrong. But if your body temperature is 98.7, you're probably just, a little bit of deviant or variation, and nobody worries about that. So these have a place where the norm as average and the norm as the good get conflated, and sometimes that's perfectly fine in some kinds of medical diagnosis practices and stuff like that. Sometimes it's not fine, and sometimes we know it's not fine. For example, the Garrison Keillor joke, all our children are above average. We really don't want all our children to be average, or we like having the one child that's above average, not the one that's below. But so sometimes we don't think of statistical norms as being good things. But they always are, they tend to be benchmarks. So that at least if your child is average, then you think, well, I haven't done anything horrible yet, or this child's going to make it, be okay.